Hey, drop.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 16. We're winding down the fall season here, ain't we?
Oh, yeah.
Last week, finished up the volleyball with Hurley in the quarterfinals and Council and Grundy, and then football Friday night.
Yeah.
Quite emotional for everybody, I guess.
It was emotional.
Yeah.
Before we get started, I'd like to talk about a lady referee we have here, and
Yeah.
that's refereed a lot for high school games. Not only she does football, basketball, but she's passed away. So sad, so sad. It was, McLaughlin. Michelle McLaughlin. Yeah, she's such a great person, and I hate to hear the passing of her this morning. Just want to give thoughts and prayers out to her family.
Yeah.
And I hate that. Cancer. She got it pretty quick, and man, it just took her out pretty quick. So
I didn't know her personally, but when I seen the pictures that Tony had shared, I remember seeing her reffing and stuff before.
oh, she was a great referee.
I had her several ball games through the years.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was seemed like a good person. What I knew of her, just on the ball floor and stuff like that. She was always, and I'd give all referees heck. I mean,
It don't matter who they are.
I've seen it. They gonna earn their money.
Is that the thing? After you ref, you have the right to do that?
No, not that. That's just who I am. I'm an idiot sometimes.
But I just want to say prayers go
Yeah.
out to her family. She's
Definitely.
a great woman.
For sure. So, guys, start the week off on Wednesday. Didn't have nothing on Monday or Tuesday. Like we said, the volleyball quarterfinals. No stats available, but Hurley and Chilhowie. Chilhowie beat Hurley 3-zip, 25-10, 25-8, and 25-5. So, I mean, that wrapped it up for Hurley.
Yeah.
Some promising talent there. We've talked about that before as far as, coming back next year. And hopefully it'll be a big help out with Southern Gap next year.
They're going to have some girls that's returning. Grundy's going to have some girls returning in Twin Valley. And I still think Council will be in this mix before it's all said and done. But I think they're going to be solid. I think all the programs will be. So,
Yeah.
hope they'll have a good off season.
Then that same night, we had another quarterfinal matchup with a county team. Council took on East Side, 3-zip there, 25-9, 25-15, and 25-12. Abby Deal for Council, 3 kills. Ava Rose, 3 service points, 1 ace, 3 digs, 1 assist. Kayla Johnson, 9 service points, 3 aces, 5 digs. Lindsay Ratliff, 3 digs. Shay Stocks, 2 service points, 1 ace, 2 assists. Megan Hess, 3 service points, 1 ace, 5 digs, 2 blocks, 2 kills. Gracie Brown, 2 service points, 2 digs. Allison Colley, 5 digs, 1 assist. Candace Runyon, 4 service points, 2 aces, 2 digs. Lindsay Owens, 2 service points, 5 digs. And help me out with that one. Is that Michaela?
Yep.
Graham, 3 digs. And by the way, did you find that kind of odd that time that there's like 10 kids listed for Council, but normally we get 3?
Yes.
Allie told me she thought she was just supposed to send the top ones each time. So this whole season, she's been sending 2 or 3 girls each week. So I apologize to all the players for that, for not mentioning them previous weeks. It was just a miscommunication, I guess. But nice that she got them all in there for that regional game.
Better late than never.
Yeah, better late than never. Then also that same night, me and Rodney was down at Grundy that night for the Grundy Twin Springs game, and Grundy picked up their first, from my understanding, first ever regional win in volleyball.
They did, yes.
Was a great game, wasn't it, Rodney?
It was, sure was.
Very exciting. My wife was there that night for that, and Lord, she's become a volleyball fanatic now. Between going with me, and then also she watches quite a few of them online with me and stuff. It's real exciting. I've really enjoyed it this year. But I don't know if I mentioned the set scores or not. That was 20. Oh, okay. Destiny had 7 service points, 3 aces, 7 digs, 21 assists, 4 kills, 1 block. Leah Rasnett, 10 service points, 1 ace, 5 digs, 6 kills. Sophia Belcher, 13 service points, 2 aces, 2 digs, 19 kills, 3 blocks. Addison Bell, 4 service points, 8 digs, 9 assists. Riley Church, 3 service points, 2 aces, 20 digs, 10 kills, 1 block. Claire Griffey, 12 service points, 4 aces, 12 digs. Madison Lester, 3 kills, 3 blocks. And then they had the semifinal match on Thursday. Grundy Drew ended up matching up with Patrick Henry. Grundy came out and lost the first set, came back, won the second, and then lost the final 2 there and fell short of making it potentially, to the state.
They was in a tough bracket. I said when I first seen the bracket, I was telling you, I'd looked up some of their, the games and the teams on it and stuff, and I started looking at the opposing, that's, once you get to that, I don't care, once you get past that first level, you're going to face some stiff competition.
Oh, yeah.
Through the region and state.
Well, and then, it's the same way it's always been. Once you get to that semifinal game, you're not just playing the region championship, you're playing for the right to go to state as well.
It's tough.
So everybody's bringing their A game, and unfortunately, Grundy fell a little bit short, but definitely kudos to them on a great season. Hannah set goals for them, and, making it to the regionals and getting that win was one of them, and they succeeded there. Unfortunately, fell a little bit short on getting that regional championship they was after, but definitely
they did make school history.
Yeah, for sure. And on to Friday, guys. The 3 on this was all at Hurley that night.
Well, you was at Grundy.
You made a cameo. Grundy.
Yeah. I was there for the entire first quarter.
Yeah.
And was able to get to Hurley before the kickoff even happened. Go figure. Aiden Baker, 75 yards rushing, 9 carries, 1 touchdown. Kanan Justice, 72 yards rushing, 6 carries, 1 touchdown. Caden Justice, 45 yards rushing, 9 carries, 2 touchdowns. Matthew Stacy, a 1-yard touchdown. Leray Atkins, 52 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Dylan Lester, 118 yards rushing, 5 carries, 2 touchdowns. Twin Valley, Braden White, 86 yards rushing on 9 carries and 1 touchdown. Josh Keller, 33 yards rushing on 6 carries. And Harvey had 26 yards rushing on 5 carries. And I think I completely forgot to tell the score, but it was Hurley 58-6. Guys, any comments on that game?
Well, I really thought the start of the game, I thought we were going to see a pretty competitive game. Me and Rodney were talking. I mean, it was almost like boom. I said, oh, all right, they've come to play here.
Braden had the touchdown run.
And I think that it caught Hurley on their heels, and for a split second there, they thought, okay. And, like I said, we've all said it, Braden's a handful.
Yeah.
If you give him an open area that he can get a split second in front of you, you're going to have a hard time.
He's only continued to improve, and that poses well for next year for sure.
Well, Aiden Baker, had another good game. I thought, and he didn't have many carries. But for me, the highlight of the whole game, it's sad to see it end, and I got to give Leray his props. Leray Atkins did something that's very honorable. Could have scored a touchdown, and he just lays down at in front of the end zone to give one of his teammates that never had played and got an opportunity a chance to score. And you just don't see that kind of character very often. You take in consideration that's the last ever game that you're ever going to hit the field there at Hurley, and you give that up for another kid.
It speaks volumes, don't it?
It does. That's a good character build. I was super proud of him.
And you should be. You should be. You should be proud. It was a muddy mess. I know that.
It was bad. Like I said, I don't know how bad it was. When me and Rodney was sitting there, and you could literally see a stream. I felt bad for the kids at Twin Valley because it looked like a river.
Did you see it where they was all standing there?
Yeah, it looked like a river.
The funny part about it is, I told my wife, I said, these kids, I swear, they must just love the water because they were places that they could stand on solid ground. And I literally seen them walk over and get in the water.
That goes what you were saying, though, Tim. Kids love it.
Kids love that, man. It's Pistol and I was talking about that after, just a while ago. After the game, you had Twin Valley and Hurley players slide in the mud, and then you even have cheerleaders sliding in the mud. That's what it's all about.
And guys, I've seen, I'm sure you did too, at the end of the game, there was a lot of Twin Valley and Hurley guys going over and hugging each other, and it just seemed different than normal. Normally you got the handshake in the line. Everybody goes their separate ways. Good game, whatever. But it seemed like they took a little extra time and went and gave hugs and everything. And
gonna be
spoke to each
teammates.
other. Yeah.
I expected to see some of the kids, or maybe the majority of them that's coming back next year, kind of meet and maybe hold a prayer or just kind of talk amongst yourself. I didn't see it. Maybe it happened after I left, but I did see a lot of the congratulating and hugging and see you later kind of things. So
again, which we've seen this for years with Hurley, the big pregame prayer out on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've always thought that real good. That some referees, I remember we went out of state one time and they made us take it to the end zone. We couldn't do it at midfield. Then they tried to change it. One time you had to do it on the sideline. Oh, it's a bunch of nonsense. But it's still good to see these kids,
Well, from the get-go, they said as long as they ain't coaches led. Then, they'll say, well, you can't do it there, or you can't do it here, or it's got to be on the sidelines, like you said. It's just, it seems like it's always something to just add to it.
Well, as a Christian, I want to see them guys and girls perform a prayer. Yeah. If they're led to do that, if they're chose to do that or led to do that, I want to be involved in it. I want to hold a hand on their shoulder or something and be able just to have a moment of silence with them while they're praying. I like that.
Yeah.
And if they don't never want me on the sideline again, but just before me doing that, I'm okay with that too.
Yeah.
Because all of us here is Christian based, and we all for that.
Yeah.
But kudos to Hurley, man. They done a great job, and kudos to Twin Valley. They come out and scored first right off the bat.
Yeah.
And I think that shocked a lot of people.
And did they?
It did me. I ain't gonna lie. But I figured they had a chance maybe getting the score in, but not that quick.
Yeah. They hit the ground running quick, and I believe they actually ended up right on Pistol's prediction, didn't they?
Don't say that.
Wins?
5-5.
They dead on Pistols.
You can't count Tri-City Christian now.
Oh, okay.
Well, he's going to.
He's going to. You can't take that away from him.
But I was looking at. We were talking about the playoff race and stuff like that. Actually, the game, even though they won it, it actually hurt them in points.
It did.
If it had been any other team inside of the league, we would have got points off of that.
That's right.
And the same thing with Grundy. Grundy gets another win of any kind, they make the playoffs. It's how close it was for either team to get that position.
Both teams had winnable games that they should have won.
Hurley blew the Phelps game. That should have been a winner for them.
And honestly, they was competitive against Riverview. I know that was several weeks back.
Yeah.
And Grundy, the Tazewell game, they blew the Tazewell.
That's what I was thinking on the way over. That's the one game I think that really cost them the playoffs.
Yes, they did. They did blow that game.
But Rodney, your last call at Hurley. Any thoughts on that game?
No, I was just glad to see a good, clean game. I didn't see any extracurricular stuff on the field, and I didn't hear it from the stands.
Yeah.
And I was really glad to see that. Y'all done talked how a lot of the kids, they hung around later after the ball game was over, so it was good to see.
That was
They're
one of the
all
first
starting to mesh on their own.
Just looking back, that's probably one of the first game, if not the only game I could ever think of them two teams playing that there wasn't a personal foul call of any kind.
Yeah.
That's even better.
With Southern Gap.
I believe I'd mentioned
love to
that
see
we went all
eventually
game,
not having
there
no
was
jerseys. These jerseys
no
that you can't read the numbers.
no personal fouls.
Ain't that right, Rodney?
Do what? I was about to
Jerseys
die
that
over
you can actually see the numbers, right?
Oh, God.
Them Twin Valley jerseys.
The
are
worst.
crazy.
I'm gonna tell. I don't know
They're
who
bad.
come up with that idea to put that black on that gray. That was the worst decision anybody could have ever made when it comes to uniform.
And I know I've often said whether I'm on the radio
That's actually
or whether
purple,
I
I
was
do
on the
believe.
PA,
Well,
I cannot
looked
see
black.
the numbers.
Yeah, it's hard.
On a perfect night, let alone rain and mud covered, I was just guessing based upon where people usually play from.
Yeah, I don't know.
Between six of us, I don't know if any of us ever actually got the numbers right.
I don't know how they got the stats correct that night, but then
Grundy, man,
I'll
it was
holler to you
emotional.
on this one. Grundy,
Very.
38-35.
Very
like
emotional.
I said, I was there for the first quarter. Left, it's 21-6. Got over and about halfway through the first quarter at Hurley, I heard they came back.
It was very emotional. It started right after school. We fed the guys, and then we moved it up to 6 o'clock, and then we went down in an old dungeon.
I'm
where
not
I
familiar.
played.
I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, the dungeon. That that was our locker room, the dungeon, and we all got to go down in there and walk out. And that was because that's very intimidating. Back then,
There's
you
a lot
had
of older players there too.
Yeah, you had
from the past.
steel tip cleats, and when you walk across that asphalt, you hear that. That's
So
very
it
intimidating.
sounded like a marching, soldiers marching. It
Yeah,
really
it's
did,
very intimidating on the opposite team. So.
Well, if you remember, I think Garden said the same thing about coming out of the school up at Garden
Yes,
onto the field.
same deal. Yeah, they had steel tip cleats, but it's very emotional. We all got to. It's been 31 years since I was played football, so it's been 31 years since I've been down there. But it hadn't changed. I can still visualize the weightlifting room. I could take you right where my locker was in there. Coach Compton had his own equipment room, and Coach Plymouth had his taping room. I mean, it was just, it all came back and very emotional. And then we got out on the field, and all the players lined up, and former players was there, and they walked the field.
You actually had Grundy Town Police.
Yeah, escorted us out. Town and Alan Boyd, our sheriff.
Yeah.
So they played a song, and they walked to the 50-yard line. Then we done the national anthem. Then we played a little bit of football. I'm gonna say a little bit of football because we stunk the first quarter up pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, we.
You think some of that may have been nerves?
I think it was too much hype.
Yeah.
Too much hype.
Yeah, we said that there when we was on
Yeah,
the sideline before I left.
Because when I first heard the score, I thought this is backwards.
No.
And I said this can't be right, and I think
I
even
think I said
that,
to you all the hype, and they forgot to play the game.
So we come out second quarter and scored, and come out third quarter, we're going to get the ball back. Yeah. So they kicked off to us, and we scored right off the bat. And then we kicked 2 onside kicks and recovered the fumbles and scored on them.
Turned the momentum.
So that turned the momentum. Yeah. Then it started pouring rain. And Wise Central, they have turf. They've never played on grass, but they did. I asked the coaches, I said, what'd you do for preparation this week? Well, we practiced on grass. I said, was it wet? They said, no, it wasn't wet, but we was playing on it. But they couldn't hold on to the ball, just mishaps. The score, 38-35. I mean, all but right. If it didn't rain, they'd probably run over Grundy. Just being honest.
Well, you think about it, all 3 of the teams in the county have not had to deal with any weather this whole year.
It's been a dry season.
Yeah.
Usually by the time the end of the season, we've been through a couple cold games, some rainy games.
Which may be another reason why we've not seen any injuries to running backs.
Yeah.
True.
Because that's usually when it happens.
But it was a good game. I mean, I'm just so thankful that I was a small part of Grundy football for about 5 years there on the sideline helping, and there with Coach Plymouth and there with Keegan Bartley and them guys, and it's just bittersweet. I'm excited for next year. I'm excited to see Greg Tester take the team. He's going to start, just like Pistol and I was talking, he's going to start probably in about 2 weeks, start hitting the weight programs on each school. So Marcus Stiltner, I think, is going to do Twin Valley, and Anthony Church is going to do Grundy, and you know who's going to do Hurley weight room. So I think once they hit the weight room pretty hard, it's going to be a difference in that. Very emotional, washing uniforms, got home late Saturday morning, but it's all worth it. It was all worth it. Even the cheerleaders done just like they did at Hurley, slid in the mud. So it was pretty good. Bittersweet. Yeah, I'm just thankful nobody got hurt in the whole county. That's what I'm thankful for. But when we come out, escaped the win, so I'm very thankful.
I look at y'all's game, and Rodney mentioned it. That's a competitive game. That's what you want to see. I wish the Hurley and Twin Valley game would have been a little bit more competitive. No knock on them, but Hurley was just a lot. They were just a lot better athlete-wise. They had a lot more, and a lot of the Twin Valley kids were fresh faces, and they really played a lot of ball. So nothing to knock them. It's just it is what it is sometimes. Yeah. But I think that if you look at it as a whole, what we got coming back, I think Greg said it, but we talked to a couple of the kids, and I was sad to hear that they're not going to play basketball because a couple of them are 2 of Hurley's best players. Yeah. And, one of them told me that, that he's going to concentrate on getting stronger for football. And I understood, I hate to hear it, but in the same sense, I want to see kids play every sport if they can, especially in small schools.
Yes.
But if you're better at one sport than you ever going to be at anything else, you can't knock a kid for saying, I want to concentrate on this to get stronger, quicker, faster, and to be the best I can be at that position. So I wish them the best, for next year, and I hope they take the off season, seriously, because they got a chance. No, that's the thing about this new school. Rodney's he's experienced it over there when Hayside and Clintwood merged together. When you're a new school like that, a lot of people just overlook you. They don't think you're going to be that good, and so on and so forth. But what we've got going for us that you all didn't over there is primarily the majority of our coaches coming back know each other. They've worked with each other. They've worked with the kids. The middle league, the little league for the past, because they've seen this coming and they built up for it. I think that's something that we've got going for us, and I think if the kids work in the off season, I don't know what the ceiling will be for them, but I think they have a chance.
I kind of wonder how that'll work next year. I really, as far as the playoffs goes, I know they're not going to be actually competing in the Southwest District next year. It's kind of a transition year, and then they'll jump in to the schedule actively the second year.
Scotty will get he'll be.
I mean, how does that figure in with advancing in playoffs, especially when you consider stuff like volleyball or any of the other sports?
Well, I would say
football. They do football. They're doing the points.
It wouldn't matter about the
football. It's the points, but as far as like basketball, volleyball,
it's going to be the same.
Like that,
it'll probably go back to the same thing, because Black Diamond District, we went by wins.
Yeah.
Your record.
But
now,
if you look at that bracket as it was last week with volleyball, you got Black Diamond 1, Black Diamond 2, Black Diamond 3, Cumberland 1, Cumberland 2.
Yeah,
where would something like that feel?
We can't do that the first year because we're not really in the Southwest District, but we are. But we're ain't.
How would they be able to advance in
flipping it home and away?
How would they be able to advance to the playoffs?
They'll just have to figure out how they can throw one team in there. They'll have to figure out.
Kind of like how they do Notre Dame in college football.
Well,
right.
I like Notre Dame. Man.
Yeah. Oh, I do too, but that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like that where they're non-conference.
Yeah.
Okay. On to Saturday, we traveled up to Salem, and the Grundy boys ended up finishing 12th. The girls ended up finishing 9th. We had 2 finish in the top 5 in the county, with Keyston for the boys finishing 4th. Don't have no final stats on any of this, so just going to kind of mention the top ones there. And Ella finished 5th. She was really heartbroken. I talked to her and everything, had nothing to hang her head over. I mean, it's tremendous, You think 3 races this year, and she won 2 of them and finished 5th in the other, and that was the state. I mean, I know she was a little disappointed with the outcome. It might not have been what she had hoped for, but
if it's meant to be, it will be.
Yeah.
And I know she put time in. Keyston, he was fighting an injury all season.
Yeah.
He's fought a hip injury, and it's been pretty tough on him. Ella, she's fighting an injury too. She's got a hip injury also. But Jacob Ray done really well from council. He was probably 12th, 13th, somewhere like that, if I can remember right. He was there, so I was glad to see him. But
he didn't finish in top 15.
Didn't he?
I didn't know where he was, but I know he wasn't up there for the top 15.
The thing about
I actually lost him. I was trying to figure out where he was.
The thing about all these times, though, it sounds a little skewed when you think, well, 1st, 5th, 6th, whatever. But if you look at their times, the majority of these, we're talking 15 seconds, maybe less. Between positions.
It wasn't between first and second.
First and second, it was. No. It was pretty. The leader took off and done very well.
Both boys and girls was astronomical.
18 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, you literally sat there, and the girl, got through. And
you said the girl was from George Wythe that had led the majority of it.
Yeah. Very little too, wasn't she?
Yeah, she's tiny little. Eastside won the girls championship, state championship cross country. Yeah. And I couldn't. Who won the boys? Do you remember?
Eastmont.
Okay, they won the boys. So
I'm pretty sure I know they had like 4 in the top 10.
So Eastside ain't that far away. Congratulations to them, to Eastside. So state championship at cross country.
All right, guys. Before we move on to Player of the Week, any final thoughts on any of that for last week, Chris?
Well, I'd like to say, and Tim, I didn't play. I mean, I don't want people to think that I play this because you're here. But I talked to Michael about this before. There's some kids in sports. These are the ones that me and Lloyd Combs always talked about that get overlooked. And he always was huge on character, and what those players and these participants, these people that was on a team, what they meant for other players. And we've not mentioned your daughter all season. And I'm not saying this because you're saying it. I just love her character. I love that she never quits. She's always 100%. I've seen her since she was in Little League. No matter what she does, she gives it 110%. There's all kinds of these kids out there that go unnoticed, that deserves, their name be mentioned. They deserve, the teammates deserve to lift them up. And I'm sure they do, because I have seen, like I said, it really, when I watched cross country for the first time, I thought, man, this is crazy how they all get along. Yeah. If all sports could be like this, how much better could it be? I just wanted to mention her, and give her her props.
She's an excellent teammate as well.
I appreciate that, guys. And it comes from good coaching.
I thought you were going to say her mom.
Well, it comes from her mother. It ain't her daddy, I promise, because I'm too hot-headed. But it comes from good coaching, and she'll appreciate that. I appreciate it as well. She's coming out across country, getting ready to go in indoor track now. So they're on their way back from Salem now.
Yeah.
So but thank you. I appreciate that. She'd be well pleased.
She deserves it.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right, Rodney, anything?
Congratulations, all the county teams. You represented well. If you're not playing winter sports or anything, get focused on next year. I'm ready for basketball. That's about all I've got.
You're
got a
ready
full
for
schedule?
bodies hit the floor.
You got a full schedule, right?
Oh yeah. I've got a schedule and a half just to make a schedule. But seniors, congratulations. Best of luck to you.
Yep. All righty, guys. We'll move on to the player of the week. Okay, guys. We're here with this week's girls player of the week, Sophia Belcher. Last week, I don't have the stats for the semifinal games, but they got their biggest win of the year, pretty much, getting the quarterfinal win over Twin Springs. And Sophia had a big part in that with 13 service points, 2 aces, 2 digs, 19 kills, and 3 blocks. And just want to welcome you to the podcast this week, and congratulations on being player of the week this past week.
Thank you.
Kim, you got some questions?
Sophia, you've done so well. Senior, it's bittersweet. You've done well. What's the toughest team you faced?
Probably Patrick Henry. Yeah.
What made them so tough, other than Honaker or somebody like that?
They're middle hitters.
The middle hitters,
Yeah.
okay. How do you mentally prepare for something like that during the week? But because you know they had good middle hitters. You guys knew that. So how did you prepare for that?
Well, we really only had one day, so kind of just went in with it with the same energy that we came out with.
Okay, after your first regional win, you guys made history, Grundy High School history. You're high. How did that make you feel?
Really good.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the only one done that. Has Twin Valley done that?
Well, that's what we had talked with Hannah about.
They may be the only one that ever done that.
We don't think that there's a volleyball team that has won a regional game.
I think Grundy this year, this team was the only one ever won a regional volleyball game.
And believe me, I said it last week. If I was incorrect, somebody would have messaged me about it. I guarantee you.
So, went to Patrick Henry. Did you do anything different? Did the team do anything different to prepare for Patrick Henry?
I don't really think so. I think we just came in with the same energy. I think we were just really hoping that the same energy would help. But
I had high hopes because just the way you guys play.
Yeah.
You're team players. Yeah. You guys don't get selfish with the ball. You guys just, whoever wants to hit it across, whoever scores, we're good with it. It don't matter who scores as long as we score. What would you take from what you learned the last 4 years of high school and apply it to your life 10 years down the road?
Never giving up when something gets hard, to just press forward. and try again.
So that's your life lesson.
Yeah.
That's a great life lesson.
At any age.
That's a great life lesson.
Kind of goes back to the next point, you know, just use that
Next
same
point,
concept in life too, to just when one thing, you know,
When you mess
when
up,
one thing gets you down, you know, whether it's in a volleyball game or life, you know, that thing that Hannah told you all about next point, you can apply that to life. You know, if this job doesn't go the way you want it to, or you don't get this position that you're wanting, you know, next point, move on to the next thing. God's probably got something better down the road for you.
You know, you said you only had one day to prepare, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why was that?
because it was the very next
So
day.
y'all play back to back,
Yeah.
right? And then I'd say this may be a stupid question, you know, coming from me. You don't have to support that laughing, I guess. But anyway, do you all watch any kind of game film, like on the opposing team? If y'all, because I know in football and basketball we always do.
Yeah. We watched Twin Springs play, and then me and Riley watched Patrick Henry play together.
So you do know kind of when they come
Yeah.
to this set who to look at. I was wondering about that because I don't think we've ever asked that question, and I was visualizing when you said that. I thought one day that's not really a lot of time you can get game film in. You about got to do that, you know, by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So congratulations on the first team, All BD volleyball.
Thank you.
That's huge. I'm glad to see you get that. How's that make you feel about that?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Were you first team selection last year?
She was actually player of the year last year, wasn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So you definitely were first team.
Yeah.
Good job there.
I'm putting this stuff together.
So, what do you have in mind after high school? I know you want to go to college. I do know that. You want to play volleyball, basketball,
Well, I planned on playing volleyball at Southwest, but you know,
and
their
they
sports.
closed. Yeah.
Yeah, we had
So-
not mentioned that.
I think I'm just going to go to nursing.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just work on your academics.
Yeah.
There you go.
As old as we're getting, we might see her down the road.
Yeah, you might be my nurse one day, Sophia.
That's something
So
that
be
Earl
good
Horn
to
used to
me.
laugh at me about. He's like, you know, because I mean, I wouldn't cut no kids on like mine or anybody else's. He goes, you do realize some of these kids are eventually going to be doctors and nurses. I said, yeah. He said, they may be working on your butt. You know, you better
true.
be good to it.
That's true. So basketball season starting. I see tryouts Tuesday, Monday.
Monday. It starts-
So tomorrow, tryouts. Now, how's that feel?
I'm excited for the season.
As you should be,
Yeah.
you know, because that's your forte. That and softball, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all question. I want to say congratulations for being the Player of the Week, Buchanan County Sports Podcast. Huge things coming from you, and keep them coming, because you'll hear me and Rodney probably on the radio announcing some of your games, your basketball games. So very proud of you. You've grown into a great athlete. You sure have.
Yeah, and congratulations on Black Diamond District All First Team this year as well. But Chris, you got anything?
No, I just want to congratulate you, and I think we'll see you in here for basketball.
Oh yeah,
Probably for softball.
Yeah, she's tough down low in that paint.
Yeah, I've watched her play a little bit, but you know, this being the last year, your mindset's going to be different. Not just because you're a senior, because you know all those girls are going to be wanting your position because this is last year.
Yeah.
You got to work a little extra harder.
Yes.
yeah. All righty. I appreciate you joining us today.
Thank
and
you.
Congratulations, and best of luck in basketball coming up soon.
Thank you.
All righty, guys. Next up here, we've got the Boys Player of the Week, Dylan Lester, Friday night against Twin Valley. He had 5 carries, 118 yards, and 5 touchdowns. That's a huge per carry average there, isn't it?
He don't need that.
Yeah.
He already hit his big 1,000. Congratulations on your 1,000 yards
Yeah.
too.
Thank you. Yeah, I want to congratulate you on that as well, and on
you
being
know-
Player of the Week this week.
Do you know how many total yards you have, Dylan?
I'm not sure. My coach hasn't told me.
Well,
I'd
that's
say you was
fair.
close to around 13, maybe 12,
Well,
right at 13.
Congratulations, man. I tell you, it's hard to get 1,000.
Yes, it
And,
is.
and
He
you
went up.
exceed that, so you done great.
Well, a little bit over 1,000 in that game, and then this like right around
118,
120.
and then
So,
whatever the other
so
one
about
was.
11 something, 11 and a half, maybe probably. But Tim,
What first expired you to play football?
My coach, Zach Dill.
Zach Dill's a great coach, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's inspired me in a lot of ways. He's the one who got me through the season. He's fed me the football to get my 1,000. That's something I've worked really hard for.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
How has your love for the game grown since you started playing football?
It's just like that first time I put a set of shoulder pads on, I said, yeah, I knew I was going to love it. Just being there with my buddies and stuff is the best part of it, memories.
That's your first love, wasn't it?
Yep.
What's your proudest moment on the field so far?
Probably watching Matthew Stacy get that touchdown Friday night. It was my most memorable moment of playing football ever. Just watching
We had
him.
mentioned that earlier,
Yeah.
and Chris was talking about
That literally brought tears to my eyes.
what Leray did as far
Yeah.
as dropping down there at the 1 foot line, basically, and basically setting it up.
That speaks volumes for you, Dylan. That you like watching one of your teammates score. That speaks volumes, man. That just shows where your heart's at. So that's awesome. How do you handle pressure in big games?
Just go in with the right mindset and don't have your head too high or too low and think you're going to win as soon as you go in there. Just try your hardest.
What motivates you to give your best every day at practice?
It's my last year playing football, so I tried as hard as I could and made every moment I could last as long as it could.
I tell everybody what you put in practice is what you get out of it.
Yep.
You know, what you put inside.
How you practice, how you play in the game.
Yeah, that's right. How would you describe the brotherhood on your team this year?
There was nothing like it. It's being there with all my buddies and them helping me through what I achieved this year, my 1,000 yards, and all that good stuff is just unforgettable.
Who's on a team pushes you to be better?
Probably my cousin Bullfrog.
Bullfrog.
Yeah, he's pushed me to where I am.
What makes this team different from any other team you've been part of?
Just the friendship. I mean, I've been on some good teams in the past years, but it's just this year has been my favorite one yet. Just being there with all my buddies and stuff.
What's your favorite part of Friday Night Lights, Under the Lights?
Watching those lights come on is the most adrenaline rushing moment they are. That's the best part of it.
What's the toughest team you faced this season and why?
East side, and they're just good on both sides of the ball. They're physical, strong, but just everything about them is good.
How do you prepare mentally for a big matchup, big game?
Just go into the game, try your best, give it your all, and have fun.
How do you respond after making a mistake in a game, fumbling the ball, if you ever did? I don't even know if you fumbled the ball this year.
Yeah, if you cut.
I had one, I think, and it was at Bland.
How did you overcome that?
Just redeeming myself the next play and doing what I did, getting the 143 rushing yards I had there, and that's it.
You know, it seems like it's the same thing with all sports.
Yeah.
Just move on to the next play.
What's one play or moment you'll never forget?
Probably when I got my 1,000. It was nice. I had tears rolling down my eyes. My dad had tears rolling down his eyes.
That old big was still here.
Yeah, he was crying.
It's
There's
a good
nothing
moment.
wrong with that,
Proud
man.
moment, buddy.
There ain't nothing wrong with that. That's the way it should be. That's showing your heart. It shows
There was
your
probably a
dad.
lot of grown men crying there Friday night
Yeah.
too.
Oh,
And
I'd say
yeah.
you wouldn't be able to have enough Kleenex, not just because of the rain.
Playing that last down at Twin Valley was, I mean, it was a good film, but it was also emotional, knowing that's the last time Hurley will ever play up there, ever.
Yeah, you know, I can't speak for Chris, but you know, it was something sitting there. I was actually in the press box for the final few minutes with him and Rodney, and I just sat there and stared at the clock the last probably minute and just watched the clock tick down, and you know, just a lot of things went through my head. All the different teams that I've watched there, the time that, you know, when I was in high school there myself, and just a ton of memories. Ain't it, Chris?
Oh, it didn't feel right being up there in the press box keeping stats. You know, when Dylan was about to get his 1,000, he came out of the locker room at halftime. He asked me, he said, how far am I? I said 1,000. I said, you keep playing like you're 1,000 what?
That's right.
And that's what you did. But you went out there, and that was something that I enjoyed. Through
How
all
far
the
was he
years.
away, by the way?
I think when he came out of the locker room, you was about right at 30, maybe 25.
Like 25 yards
Yeah, you
away is
wasn't
when
far.
I came out.
Yeah,
at
it seems
halftime.
like I remember at halftime somebody in the box said about 30 or something.
Yeah, it was one of those moments for me. I was very proud of him because I know I've known you since you've been me. I've known your daddy for years.
Mm-hmm.
But to see the the last year Hurley having the team and having a 1,000-yard rusher, I didn't know at one time because you were hurt. I knew you were our best chance of getting 1,000 at that point.
Mm-hmm.
That was before Baker Aiden came on and started running the ball pretty good for us, and that took a load off of you.
Mm-hmm.
But when you got hurt there and got banged up a little bit, you really basically had to sit out a whole full game. You got to come in a little bit that game on defense, but hadn't been for that, you may have been 1,500 yards. I don't know.
If I wouldn't have got hurt those 2 games, Riverview and coming back off of that game and playing Tri-Cities and only playing 2 quarters out of that game, I probably would have pushed 1,500 rushing yards this year.
That was actually the turning point. We talked about that. When you came in the ball game on defense, that was a struggle for Hurley. When you came in and you were hurt, you laid 2 licks, and I did. I'm going to tell you something, man. I felt bad for that one kid you hitting on that sideline. They
Over close to the cliff.
hit you.
Oh, my
man. It did, and I said, "Dang, that had to hurt," but it did. They had to help him off the field, And me and Pistol talked about it, and those type of things you see, it looks like a concussion. I don't want to see any kid get hurt, but that turned the tides for us.
Momentum.
They did not like being physical.
It changed the tempo of the game at night. It did.
Dylan, how do you want to be remembered when your high school football career is over? So how do you want people to remember you?
Just get my 1,000 rushing yards. That's just something to memorize back in. I could tell my kids one day that
That's
I
right.
was one of the best running backs to come through Hurley.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm good. You can go on.
What have you learned from football that you can carry into your everyday life?
Responsibility and having good work ethic from showing up to practice every day and
That's
working
right.
hard.
That's right. Who has been your biggest influencer on your football journey?
Probably my dad, because he's the one started me off trying to get me to play it. And my 5th grade year is when he got me into it, and I've liked it ever since. Wouldn't give nothing else for it.
Well, I tell you, if it wasn't for people behind you like your dad, it's hard. It's hard to do it on your own. He's
Yeah.
always there to pick you up when you're not
He's
down.
got a good daddy. He
Yeah.
really does.
So it's good. Do you plan to play the next level?
Yeah,
College?
I plan on playing college football. I do.
Good. Do you have has anybody talked to you yet? Any colleges?
Wise and Bluefield has.
Okay. All right. That sounds great, man. If there's one sport, what sport you play? Football? What else?
That's it.
If
Just football.
there's one sport in this whole world that you can choose to play other than football, what would it be?
Probably track.
You like to run, don't you?
Yeah, I like to run.
Are you a sprinter?
Yes.
Yeah, because you're running back. You got to be a sprinter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the quicker, you or Bullfrog?
I believe Bullfrog was a little bit quicker than me.
But Dylan, congratulations, man. That's all I got. Being
know-
a player of the week, man. That's awesome. You've done well. I love what you play because you're hard nosed. I love the number 21 because that's the number I wore 30 years ago.
It's the best number in football.
Best number to football. That's right.
We was talking about some of the history and stuff, and being a 1,000-yard rusher. If you would bear with me for a minute, I'm going to name you off some names here: Shane Justice, Chris Justice, Brad Davis, Greg Tester, Josh Duty, Alex Duty, Landon Bailey, Greg Justice, David Davis, Tommy A. Justice, Denny Dillo, Brandon Davis, Gary Blankenship, William Rollins, Tyler Bergelow, Trey Oliver, Brady Justice, the late Devin Tester, Zach Lester, Tayton Sykes, Matthew Blankenship.
And Dewey Endicott. Dewey Endicott did too.
Dewey was 1,000-yard passer.
Yeah, passer.
Yeah. That's all the
That's the
1,000-yard
rushers.
rushers.
Yeah, the rushers.
21 different guys. They may be some that I'm not including, but that's pretty.
So you joined that club.
Hey, there's
Yeah.
a slew of them out there off almost the same hall.
Mm-hmm.
They must be
joined the
something in the
club.
water out there, boys.
It was me.
They about all
It's,
can.
it's me. It's Bullfrog. It's Isaiah Blankenship, which they call him Spanky or Porky. Big Steve, y'all know him. Ted Stacy.
Where's this
Both
at?
of them, Craig and his brother, both.
Where's that at?
Both Brushy.
Brushy?
Yeah. Cole, yes, yeah.
Cole, yeah, he was a good one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole slew of them. But yeah, I'm telling you, you raised hard up in there. Dirty
Well,
too,
Brushy,
man.
you got old Tanner too.
Yeah,
Tanner, he was
Yeah.
good.
Jonathan.
Jonathan, yeah, there was a whole slew of them. I mean,
They're all kinds of them boys, man.
But
I
yeah,
remember-
it's a pretty exclusive club right there.
well,
And
three of them were 21. You, Brady, and William.
Yep, that's three of us.
And Hurley, that's been something they've
Tyler
been
Bergelow.
synonymous with, running the ball and
Tyler
everything.
Bergelow did work
Yeah.
21.
Matt Justice. I
Oh,
think.
you missing one on there.
Who's that?
I think he was 21 too, wasn't he? Someone.
Chris Rowe. he
Yeah,
had a
Chris
1,000.
Rowe. He's 1,000.
I don't think Chris got it.
Yeah, he did. I was there on that.
Hey, he's on-
Yeah,
he's
he
on
had
the
1,000.
band.
He had over 1,000. He had about 1,400 or 1,500.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he's on the
I'll
list.
have
He's
to
actually
include-
on the wall there.
Okay. I'll have to try to get a
It
picture
shows
of
my
it.
age. I watched every one of them score their 1,000.
Not every one of them.
Well, all of them, but the ones
Way
that
back
you
then.
yeah. Greg's the only one. Greg Justice.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I was
all
getting
right.
ready to say, I know
No,
you
well, that one I did. When I was,
you were a little bit more than 50 today. but-
yeah.
So Dylan, we're telling you, you're in a good little
Yeah.
club there, man.
Yeah.
And nobody can ever take that away from you. That's in school book history.
It's an honor to be in the 1,000-yard rushing club. That's
Yes.
something I've worked for since I've been in 9th grade. That was the biggest achievement of my high school football career playing.
Well, I'm tickled to death you got it, buddy.
Thank
Was
you.
it hard to sleep at night knowing you got that?
Yes.
This
I
tickled to
didn't
death?
go to sleep till 4 o'clock that morning.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
we
tickled
were
death
all
for
rooting
you.
for you, on the
Oh, yeah.
sidelines. We was hoping to actually the game before that, but it just didn't happen to work out. And I know your mom, I know your dad and all, he's just ecstatic and happy and proud of you.
Also glad that he got it at Hurley at the
Yeah,
cliff.
that meant
Yeah,
a
I'm
lot.
glad I got to get it at the cliff. That's what I was hoping to. So I kind of saved it for that.
So if you didn't get hurt, man, you'd hit 1,000 early in the season.
I probably
Way early.
would have hit it at Phelps.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite teammate? Tim usually asks this. I don't think he asked.
I didn't ask.
Let's see. Probably Bullfrog. Yeah, he's probably my favorite one. Me and him.
All right, let's ask this again. Who's your favorite teammate that's not at the family reunion with you?
He can't name one.
You can't name one. They all
Let's
can't say.
see here. Probably Kane and Justice.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a pretty good fella. We've had him on here. I know there was several of them there that's pretty good athletes, and some of them's coming back next year. What do you perceive like next year? Coach Tester coming. What can you see for next year as an outlook of that team looking like?
They're probably going to be state champions. Going to go undefeated that first ever season of being up there.
You think so?
Yes, I think they go 10-0.
They're going to have a tough schedule. I mean, they're basically playing Grundy's schedule they have this year.
They
This
play
year.
Rye Cove, Graham, and all those hard teams, double A
Richlands,
schools and
Tazewell,
stuff.
Washington.
But some of them are losing a bunch of players. so that-
Richlands, they're losing a lot this year after this.
yeah, they're senior heavy.
Mm-hmm.
So they may be catching some of them in the right time,
right time.
on rebuild too. So I ain't gonna say you're wrong. I just think it's gonna be an uphill battle. I hope you're right.
Which they ain't going to have to dive completely head first into that Southwest District.
If they don't
This
go
first year.
undefeated, they'll have a winning season either way, I think.
They're not going to have to play Graham that first year.
And I think Coach Tester's only had maybe one losing season. Was it
And
one or
it,
maybe two?
it
First year
wasn't
he
that
done,
bad
right?
of a season.
And he went 0-10 on one. Was
First
first
year.
That was miserable. Yeah, that was miserable. That's one of them ones you didn't want to call the stats in ever.
They
You just
probably,
didn't know
probably wasn't a whole lot to call him.
No, they were stats. We were playing decent ball. I mean, they were, scoring.
Yeah.
But they just didn't have the defense at that time.
Yeah.
You ain't got a defense, you ain't got a football team, 'cause that's what wins you games.
If you ain't got a line, you ain't got nothing either, do you?
Nope.
Yeah.
You
You
ain't
know
got
that,
a
don't you?
O-line, you ain't got enough.
We said that about Chase Baker. I think Chase is, in my opinion, I think
I
Chase
agree.
is the best in the district. at both ends of the ball. Now, there might be some players that's better on just maybe an offensive line or a defensive line.
Yeah.
I just think when you flip him, you don't see like there's no step off. He's consistent on whatever he does.
It's
still
like
young.
one play right at or another. He's doing something good.
And he's still young.
Yep.
That means
He's
a
got
lot.
plenty of life left under his belt to play football, and him going to all these visits and stuff, that's helping him a lot.
Yep.
So you're planning on playing in college. What are you planning on? Playing's one thing, but what are you going to major in? Have you thought about that?
Probably business.
Well, yes.
Either that or probably become a game warden.
That's a big difference, business and a game warden. But you know what? We asked somebody who was in the locker room, and this really surprised me for Hurley, who was the biggest cut up. And I would have thought Pine Knot because he's always goofing around on the football field. They said, no, Dylan Lester. I said, what? He's never like. They said, no, he is. He's the biggest cut up they are. And I really found that odd. And then, you know, now that I sat down here with you and hear you, and then, you know, what little I've got to know you on the sideline, I can see you've been just kind of laid back, take it as it comes.
Yeah, I just talked to all of them. I mean, they start talking to me, I talk to them, and it's kind of hard to get me shut up once you get in the right stuff talking about it.
You might already get into politics. Then.
Yeah, yeah.
So Friday night is all said and done.
Yep.
What did you take home with you?
I took me a Powerade bottle, kick and block, yard marker, and crap, I don't know what all I took.
Did you take your jersey?
Yeah, I took one of them. Yeah, I did. My one I got in my shadow box.
Yeah, they give y'all one.
You know, we was joking. We said, I wonder how long the goalpost is going to stand up. Said there'll probably be someone down there with a set of cutting torches cutting it up.
I actually mentioned that. Just go tear the goalpost down. We ain't going to use this field no more.
I know the Cliff is a special place. And if, you know, I'm from Grundy and I played against Hurley a lot. But when you went to the Cliff, you know it was a ball game.
Yep, it's always been, they may have not have won the game, but it's always been physical and
Yep.
smacking in the mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I like about Hurley. And I hope, and I know Coach Tester will bring it to the new school.
Oh, yeah.
He'll bring that mentality to the new school.
And Greg Tester's quote was, have a sense of urgency. That's his favorite
That's it,
quote.
yeah.
That's what he always tells me. Have a sense of urgency.
I was a senior when Greg Tester was a freshman when he played at Grundy.
Yeah.
Anything Greg Tester tells you from a coaching perspective, especially, let it sink in.
Mm-hmm.
He knows his stuff.
Yeah, he's good.
Well, there's several of them, like I say, on that staff. They're really good coaches.
Yeah.
They're going to be well equipped on that part of it. But I just want to congratulate you
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
on all your accomplishments that you've set out and you've done. But you know, just on this Player of the Week, and I do. If you figure out what you're going to do as far as colleges, let us know. We'd like to have you back on here.
Yeah.
I'll let you announce it here.
Yeah, we was going to try it. We've not had nobody do it yet, but I know you've seen online where guy be sitting at the table and put the hat on. I'm going to such and such. We would like to do that for county athletes here, and we could. There's hundreds of chairs in there. We could set it up here, record it, and everything, and hopefully several athletes will take us up on that offer and do that.
Yeah. That's
We'll make that a pay-per-view, though.
I'll be more than glad to come back here and talk about what I'm going to do in college and
good.
go play football and stuff. I'll be more than glad to come back here.
Yeah.
Good. Well, we're going to hold you to that now.
All righty.
I'll be up here.
All right. Thanks,
All right,
Dylan.
man.
Appreciate you,
Great
man.
job, brother.
Take care.
All righty, guys. Been a good episode this week, ain't it? Sad to see all the fall sports end and everything, but I think next week what we're going to do, I was just getting ready to tell you that just a minute ago. Of course, we're going to do it. It ain't no secret who it's going to be, but next week we'll have Keyston and Ella on, where they was
State. They placed in state.
placed in state on Saturday. We normally do this Player of the Week thing from Saturday to Friday because you know how football is, and even in basketball season, you're gonna have Friday night games and stuff. So that would actually fall into next week. So we'll reach out to both of them and have them on next week. And also what we'll do, and you all can be thinking about this, just to kind of recap the whole entire thing, how it's been, these 3 months of not only doing the podcast, but, also the different sports, with golf. We had several golfers on this year, volleyball.
Oh, yes.
Quite a number. And honestly, with the exception of council, we ended up having at least one volleyball player from all 4 schools. Football, We ended up having players of the week from
All three.
all three footballs.
Numerous of times.
Yeah, numerous times. So definitely been great. What is your thoughts so far, Chris, on what we've done so far, and with fall sports ending and everything, and what may be in the future as far as once we start winter sports?
We started off a little shaky. We're new to this.
Sound differently.
We started getting things better and better, but I really think a lot of this too is cooperation outside of just us 3 or 4 with Rodney and Pistol. The cooperation of coaches and parents and players is always going to be vital, even after this year, to getting the word out for these kids. 'Cause that's what we're doing. It's not about us, the clicks, likes, and all that stuff. But I think that for the fall sports, for us rookies, at this, I thought we done pretty good. And there's a lot of stuff I learned about sports. Some of the sports I've never been around, and I keep going back to cross country on how it really turned my head and changed my mind on how that sport is and how together they are. And I think it's an experience that it's been good for me. It's been good for me as a person. It's been good for me from a coaching perspective to learn these things, because I think it's always to your benefit to keep learning new things. And I've learned a lot from Tim. I've learned, I've always said you're really great with numbers. It shows on how you do this. It takes everybody to do this and for it to operate and work the way it has. So I just want to thank the ones outside of us that's helped make that happen.
Yeah. Like I always said, this is your dream. This is you. This is what you wanted. It just took mine, Chris's, and Rodney's big mouth to make it come reality for you.
Oh, yeah.
Then with Pistol come on board, help with the camera and stuff.
Yeah.
We all 5 clicked together. It's great. And I think I call this the all-star team.
There's no egos. We do not care one way or the other who gets the information. As long as the kids get recognized.
That's what we're as our name on goal starting this. And you started it first.
Yeah.
As our main goal, make sure all Buchanan County kids.
All schools, all kids.
Yes.
I think I might have told you this, but after meeting both of you and talking to you, I don't think I really had to, is, it was going to be, as you said before, faith-based. And, there wasn't going to be no downing no kids. No. There wasn't going to be no foul language or, nothing like that. I mean, and honestly, not even really hitting on no coaches or anything, because, it's a thankless job. And I'm sure we all 3 can agree with that,
One of the things I will say is, y'all got to reel me in from time to time. My mouth does get carried away, but I do have good intentions when it comes to these kids.
You do.
Now, I can't always say that about the referees and coaches, but sometimes I'm too brutally honest, and it gets me in trouble.
But I don't think any of us, including you, I don't think we've ever went overboard with anything.
No, we don't. We don't mean any ill will toward anybody intentionally.
I think we've been as possibly as far as we could be on everything with who we've had on and everything.
Well, the stats.
Honestly, if anybody's got anything to say about that, go ahead. The door's open on Sunday. Come on.
Yeah, they can sit here and watch.
Yeah. It's not easy because, it may be different later on in the year because, things are different, but literally at like 10 o'clock on a Friday night, I'm cramming, trying to figure out stats for football, especially with the boys player of the week. Girls player of the week, sometimes I can get a head start on it because, of course, there's nothing happening on a Friday night with girls. So you kind of already know who that player of the week is going to be, but sometimes you're still waiting on stats a lot of times. So that makes it a little bit difficult. But believe me, it's not an easy job trying to figure it out. And, you don't want to make anybody mad. And you look at it and you think, well, okay. And one week, Chris even helped me. He came up with like a point system on volleyball. So I wrote like 6 girls' names down and literally, okay, that's worth 2 points. That's worth 1. That's worth 3. And literally tried to come up with and figure out which one of those were better. And, sometimes I don't really know what to do.
But see, I don't think people understand, and I know you don't like being bragged on when it comes to this stuff. That's not what I'm saying here, but I do think you deserve some credit where it's due is you work a full-time job, you have a home life, but I couldn't tell you the times that you would text me. You'd be driving, pulling off the side of the road or whatever,
Lord.
and you'd be like,
Don't say that on camera.
well, no, I'm not saying you're texting and driving. I'd be like, you would text me while you're out driving. They would see that with the camera on you.
Oh,
anyway.
yeah.
But anyway, the times that you would be out working or you'd be so busy you wound up, is any way that you could type this up? People don't realize that what you do, the crunch time, the numbers, trying to get the info. That's why I say it's vital for everybody to kind of help out with the way they can. And you're not asking for anybody to toot your horn or anything like that. I'm just saying that I hope that people do see this and they give you the respect and don't, because I've seen the bashing and stuff online. Some of it's just people don't have a clue what they're talking about. But some of it is just people who get rubbed the wrong way. And whereas they could just hit you up privately and say, dude, what's going on here? And you'd be more than happy to work with them and talk to them and explain to them without getting ripped openly. So let's keep that in mind. Everybody's got a family. Don't nobody like to get ripped in an open public. So keep that in mind. Let's keep it civil,
I have one thing that I like to add. And everything you said, I totally agree. Michael does a lot. People don't see what he does. But I'm going to go back on our band, guys. Our band is still raising some money.
Yeah.
They got a potato dinner, and this is plumb off the cuff. They got a potato dinner that you can purchase. If you want to purchase a potato dinner, contact one of the band members, and they can even deliver to your business if you want them to.
And to go off of that, Chris, I think we somebody deserves a hand here for all of his help with the band and everything. And
it wasn't me, guys.
Well, you was the mouthpiece for them. And I know I speak for them. I'm sure Tiffany will be watching, and several of the band members as well. And
I know that tickled Rodney. Rodney being a band guy, an ex-band guy himself.
Whether you want to admit it or not,
that.
you helped a lot. You gave them a voice.
Well, they've got another struggle coming up Thursday. They're going to the school board to try to get new uniforms for the new school.
I don't understand why that's even an issue.
I talked to a couple of them, a couple of our school board members, so they're on board. So I'm just hoping and pray everything will go
Well,
good.
that's probably got something to do with the physical budget.
Money. It does.
I'm sure they will get them. It may not be this year, but I'm sure they'll get them. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
For sure.
But yeah, it's exciting. I'm proud for the band members. They was out playing in the rain Friday night.
Yep. Sounded great as always. But Chris, I'll let you also touch on the podcast, the show that you have on our podcast.
I've got a couple coming up. The courtside with Chris. We're going to try to do some players. I got Coach Jory. I've talked to him. He's going to come on, along with the other coaches too. But we'll try to get that in next week or so.
Got a few athletes.
Yeah, I got a few basketball guys, and got some older teams, the Hurley teams. I've talked to Coach Cooper and a few of those players. We're going to try to get together and, kind of sort of do the last dance kind of thing, if you will. But yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully next little bit we can get that rolling.
Okay. All righty. And Tim, you've got your first one coming up soon.
Yeah, I'm going to get with Coach Travis Pfizer. We're going to do, Chris done courtside, so I'm going to do Matt's side. So we can keep it coordinated kind of, you know. Chris is huge on the basketball side of it and done it all his life. I mean, he's more knowledgeable than I know a lot of people is. So, I wrestle and play football, so.
That's one thing I'm really looking forward to winter sports, having you two here and everything. As far as Tim, with wrestling and you with basketball, I think it'll probably, and the fact that we're about 3 or 4 months a little more knowledgeable than what we was back in August or whatever. I'm sure it'll be a great couple months there.
Yeah, I'll get the schedule, the football, the wrestling schedule, and we'll be able to announce it out on our page, and I'll get with Coach Pfizer. That'll be our first one that we're going to have come on the Matt's side. So be interesting, and I'm gonna try to hit every one of the weight classes, get their feel first of the year, what their goals is and what they're wanting to do. Of course, their goal is to win state. I know what the goal is, but you got to have a preparations to get there. So it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I was trying to look here. I think I actually indoor track. I did have the wrestling schedule somewhere, but I don't know where it's went to.
Yeah, that's something that I'd like to touch on is if there's any coaches out there that's watching this or athletic directors, either one, that has schedules that maybe Rodney don't have yet because he is going to be broadcasting several basketball games. If there's tournaments or something that we don't know about or if you want to let the public know about, you know, get send something to one of us or to Michael, we'll try our best to help you promote it.
Yeah, for sure. But anything else,
That's all
guys?
I have.
I was trying to think if there was anything else. Chris, got anything else?
Go Rebels.
Go Rams.
Yeah. Hopefully they might be able to put something together as far as basketball. That's been a little concerning to me here lately. Finding out the news that it was very, very low numbers apparently.
Well, you know, I
don't know about the girls. I've not heard anything about
they're
it.
going to be fine, but
Okay.
I just go back. I'm still stuck in a football mode right now. Just it's one of those. You keep reminiscing of all the good times and stuff, and you know, Danny Cooper, Justice. One of the last things he said the other night before he cut his mic off was, "What about a rebel yell?"
Yeah.
That's something that's going to echo. You know, for anybody that was there, you know, that's thing to remember.
Yeah, for sure.
Good memories.
All righty, Tim.
I'm good. I just football season's over now. It's time to get in basketball and wrestling and indoor track.
You know, I didn't ask him this before, and Lord knows we can get him wired up real quick here and mic'd up. But Pistol, do you want to come and give your thoughts on any memories for Hurley? You sure? All righty.
You don't want to see a grown man cry.
Yeah.
Well,
Don't want to see a grown man cry. I was going to give you the opportunity.
Pistol has done a lot.
Yeah.
I've been back here, eyes fall behind this camera the last 30 minutes.
He's been there through several years of it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, for sure.
the Pistol's an icon.
Yeah, and he's just going to change his colors a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. All righty, guys. I guess that's it for this week, and we'll see you again next week.
Yeah, hey, drop.